This
company creation
conference will now be recorded.
company creation process. We'll continue on that one, company creation process. Finance consultant role has, there are some more in this company creation process. Once purchase order and sales order is created, next one is we need to create journal names. So we have created using purchase order process, we have created vendor invoice, sales order process, customer invoice we have created. Now I want to create against invoice, I need to do the payment. Yesterday I have created some invoices. Now I want to do payment. So let me go to BIL company, which we have created like I mean this 1 week before. So now I want to create a payment. I cannot. The reason behind journal name is not there. So I need to create one journal name for vendor payment. For vendor payment, we need to create one journal name. So for that, general journal, general ledger, collapse all, journal setup, journal names. This is one of the key point for finance consultants. You need to create journal names. So let me open a notepad, and here journal names we need to understand. For logistics consultant, inventory journals. For finance consultant, financial journals. Okay, journal names. So here you need to create journal names. General ledger, setup. One second, the path is journal ledger, journal setup, journal names. Journal names. Okay, you need to create. So click on new vendor payment journal. Suppose I'm creating vendor bank payment. Okay, the type is vendor disbursement. The journal type is, so this is important for this vendor payment. If it is vendor payment, the type is vendor disbursement. The type is vendor disbursement. Right click, view details. You need to create one number sequence, new vendor bank payment. Company BIL, vendor bank payment dash. Usually I will follow 6 digits is enough for me. That is your wish. 6 digits I have mapped. BIL, Britannia Industries Limited, vendor bank payment dash 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 dash. Now whatever, how many numbers you have configured, here alphanumeric, it is 6 hashes. So if you are trying to save, it will throw error message. The format cannot be contain specified interval. So here downside, in this also the largest number, it is 6 digits only, and continuous should be enabled. You need to save this one. So vendor bank payment. Now you can map that journal name VBP. Understood? Vendor bank payment, vendor disbursement we have selected. Now you can click on drop down, it will show automatically. Okay, so I can create one more journal name, vendor cash payment. If in case vendor is asking, I want two different number sequences for vendor bank payment, vendor cash payment, then you can create two different journal names. If client is asking only one, if client is asking only one number sequence is enough, I don't want multiple, you can create only vendor payment journal. Your wish, or you need to discuss with client. Here, ultimately the final decision is client. The same vendor disbursement, and I need to create one more journal name, view details. We need to create new one, vendor cash payment. Okay, company BIL, vendor cash payment. Okay, continuous. This is a big exercise to you. How you want. So vendor cash payment. Now, if you go to journal names, if you click on new, you will find vendor bank payment, vendor cash lines. So you can select the vendor account. Suppose this one, Ashok Leyland. And now I'm selecting settle transactions. So you can select the mark. Okay, here once it is selected, if you want to do a partial payment, suppose 1000 payment only I want to pay, then I can modify this one. So it will ask you that amount is different from the total market transactions. Okay, I'm selecting. So partial payment I'm doing. Okay, here suppose I'm doing this, look at this one, the voucher series BIL VCP dash 0001. This number sequence we have mapped here in the journal names VCP. Here inside we have mapped number sequence. That number sequence is coming. I'm sorry. In the very first, whenever you are learning, I told you like, I'm sorry, give me a minute. I'm back. I'm sorry. Okay. Little bit cough. Fine. Now vendor disbursement. So this vendor cash payment journal, it is coming from this number sequences whatever you have mapped. Okay, fine. Now I'm doing for 1000 only cash payment. So I can select cash. 110180 is a petty cash account. I'm doing cash payment. Now I can do the post. So the first journal it was posted. So voucher is posted. If you verify the voucher, it is posted in two currencies. One is amount in transaction currency, amount in accounting currency, amount in reporting currency. Transaction currency is US dollars, amount in accounting currency US dollars, reporting currency is euros. So this is the transaction. Understood? Like this, there are so many journals we need to create. First one is cash payment, vendor cash payment journal we have posted. Let me do one more vendor cash payment. Now go to lines. Now I will take ITC vendor. So for that ITC vendor, I have posted one invoice journal just now. One purchase order invoice I have posted in the P&L topic. So now I am selecting settle transactions. So this vendor currency is AUD. So now I have selected this one. Click OK. So instead of 2500, I'm doing payment only 500, suppose, and that too I'm doing payment cash because banks are not created yet. So that is the reason I'm doing cash payment. I will do bank payment also. So 110180 created. Now look at this one. It is 500 AUD, but inside 416.67 is US dollars, 277.8 is euros. Understood? This AUD is converted to US dollars and AUD is converted to euros. So from where it was the conversions, where it is available? If I want to see the exchange rates, how can I see? Anyone? I want to see the exchange rates. What is the exchange rate between AUD versus US dollars and AUD versus euros? Where we can see? Can I go to exchange rates? General ledger, currencies, currency exchange rates. So there are so many: default exchange rate, average exchange rates, and then suppose closing constant exchange rates. Which exchange rates are belongs to this company? How can I know? Which exchange rate is taking this one?
In ledger form, we can see the which exchange rate is mapped.
Exactly, you are right. So if you want to understand exchange rates, better to always go to ledger setup, ledger, in this ledger form, whatever you have mapped exchange rate, that exchange rate will be considered. Now default exchange rate. In this default exchange rate, if you go to exchange rates types, default exchange rates, so it is euro versus USD. First one is Australian dollar, so Australian dollars versus euros, and in the same manner Australian dollar versus US dollars. So it is 1.2 equal to 1 US dollar. So conversion, it is, let me open a notepad and let me explain you. In this exchange rates, 1.2 AUD, 1.2 AUD equal to 1 US dollar. Now here 500 AUD, then what is the exchange rates? So as per the calculation, in 8th standard, 9th standard, you will learn these things. Okay, 500 into 1 divided by 1.2. It is 416.666666667. That's what here it is showing. In the same manner, euro versus USD, AUD. So 1.88 AUD, 1.8 AUD is equal to 1 euro. Then 500 means what is the amount? So for this, 500 into 1 divided by 1.8, 277.777777, that is 277.78. And if you verify the now it is converted properly. Let me post this one. Now if you verify the voucher, it will show the same. So transaction is in 3 currencies. One is AUD, transaction currency AUD, accounting currency USD, reporting currency is euros. All are 3 different values. Any doubt in this? Okay, one more thing I want to give you here, clear picture. Let me go back. I told you I will discuss with you later, but let me show you this one. I have postponed at that time while discussion. Dual currency functionality. Just I have copied from some other thing, and now it is time you need to understand. So the old logic, it is transaction currency is converted to accounting currency, and accounting currency will be converted to reporting currency. That is, the old logic is accounting currency AUD will be converted to, sorry, this is transaction currency. Transaction currency AUD will be converted to accounting currency, and accounting currency will be converted to reporting currency. That is the procedure, old procedure. AUD, like AUD is converted to US dollars, and US dollars will be converted to euros. That is old process. New terminology is this transaction currency directly converted to accounting currency. Transaction currency will be converted to reporting currency. This is the new logic. So from here to here and from here to here directly. That is, new logic is introduced. This is called dual currency functionality. This is called dual currency functionality. Understood? Are you able to follow? Yes or no? Any confusion? This is one of the important change. So from 4 like AX 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, that is from 1998 to 2004. 4.0. 4.0 is more popular. Next one is 5.0, means AX 2009. 5.0, 6.0, 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, 7.0, 7.1, 7.2, 7.3, 8.0. In all versions, the logic is like this. Transaction currency will be converted into accounting currency, and accounting currency will be converted into reporting currency. This is the old logic. Means majority of the like Dynamics application from 1998 up to 2018 2019, almost to 21 years, this logic is processed. In 2019 or 2018 or 19, 8.1 version is there and 10.0 version is there, like 2 years back or 2.5 years back. From there, the new logic is introduced. It is a major change. It is looks like very small, but it is a major change in terms of the application. A lot of big change drastically. I mean to say the pillars are changed. Okay, so transaction currency will be converted into accounting currency, and the transaction currency will be converted into reporting currency. That means this AUD versus US dollars, AUD versus euros, that is the exchange rates. Understood? So transaction currency is AUD. It was converted into US dollars, and the transaction currency is converted into euros. This is new logic. The old logic is this one. It was converted into this one, and then USD to euros. This is old logic. And this is new logic. Understood? Any doubt in this? So let me copy this one in your notepad. Yeah. Are you able to follow me, or any confusion in this one? So while posting a transaction, suppose I'm posting a transaction in Australian dollars, and if you go here, ledger form, the company currency or monetary currency is, this is accounting currency. The major company currency is US dollars, and reporting currency is euros, and we are posting a transaction in AUD. Transaction currency will be converted into accounting currency. Transaction currency will be converted into reporting currency. That's what this is, new logic. Yeah, I want your participation, whether you are able to follow me, yes or no. At least anyone, please.
Yes, it is understood.
Okay, so Yes, please.
It's clear. Thanks.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So it is looks like very simple. So you will think like this change is very simple, but in terms of calculations, there is a heavy impact if it is in an application is upgrading from one version to another version. Then for new transactions, it's not an issue. For the old transactions, it was impact heavily in the system in the background, because the logic is completely, calculations are changed a lot. Okay, so while upgrading from this 8 point like 7.1 to 8.1 or 7.3 to 8.1 or 8.0 to 10.0, there is so many problems, hurdles. Later on it was rectified. Okay, fine. So we understood about the exchange rates, how it was working. Now we have created, yeah, yes please.
So if the client is existing with the old version and if they upgrade with new version, so in that, what is the functional consultant role that to ensure that this is going correctly?
Okay, so for that there are two things we need to do it. So one is majorly for banks. In the cash and bank, go to the cash and bank management, add reporting currency amounts to bank account transactions. This is a form. Add reporting currency amounts to bank account transactions. One form you need to execute. Another one is fixed assets. Fixed assets. Here also you need to do add reporting currency amounts to fixed asset books. So let me write down this two in your notepad so that you can remember. So in the cash and bank management, anyhow you will understand this one in fixed assets. Let me write down. So cash and bank management, setup, add reporting currency, add reporting currency amounts, add reporting currency amounts to bank account transactions. In the same manner, you need to execute this one, and you need to execute the same manner for fixed assets also.
These two has to be executed only at the time of migrating from old version to the new version. Satya?
Yes, exactly, you're right. You need to execute, but this will stop you even for the new transactions also. It will stop you. You need to execute one time. Okay, one time you need to execute. This is only one time job. Even it is anyhow you are going to learn this in, next session. Mean to say in 2-3 days you are going to learn. So this anyhow you are going to learn most probably this weekend or next week. You need to do it. Even though it is not upgrading, system will stop you to do the transaction. So you need to execute one time. But whereas if it is any upgrade for application, it is your responsibility. You need to do this tool.
If the client is first time going for Microsoft ERP package,
then it is not mandatory. This is not mandatory, but this is, it will ask you, you need to execute just like you have completed the process. Anyhow you are going to learn this one in a week. Okay, in this same company I will continue the explanation. In BAL company you will understand this one, these two. Okay,
Okay.
One time you need to execute, even though data is not exist. But if it is data exists, it is must you need to do this one. Fine. So this new logic is called dual currency. Dual currency feature. Fine. Any more questions? Fine. So we learned about vendor cash payment. For vendor cash payment, you need to create one journal name. One journal name you need to create. Now for vendor bank payment, if I want to do a vendor bank payment, then I can select vendor bank payment. If I refresh vendor bank payment, if I go to lines, now the journal name is date is today date, vendor bank payment VBP-001. Suppose I'm selecting the vendor, this one, Ashok Leyland. I'm doing bank payment. I'm clicking on settle transactions. So now I'm selecting the invoice. So out of 4,000, I will do the payment for 1,500. Suppose I would like to do 1,500. It will ask you are changing the amount. No issues. It's fine. Okay. Now I want to select bank. Every time, why I need to select bank? I don't want. It should be populated bank automatically. Then I can go to journal names. If it is a vendor bank payment, I can select bank. Understood? If I select bank, whenever you are doing vendor bank payment, suppose I'm deleting this one, I'm recreating once again. So it is not coming this one. Sorry, give me a minute. Let me delete this line. Now I'm creating new journal name, vendor bank payment. Vendor bank payment. If I go inside lines, now look at this one, bank is coming automatically. The type is coming bank. So in the journal name, I have mapped bank. For this vendor cash payment, I want ledger account should be populated automatically. Yes, I can map vendor cash payment, petty cash. Then automatically, whenever you are doing vendor cash payment, offset account will be populated here. Now bank payment, I want to do bank. So banks are not there because this is a new company. We have not created bank. So let us create a bank account. Let us create a bank account. Okay. So let me go here. Cash and bank management. Cash and bank management. Collapse all. Bank accounts. Bank accounts. So you need to click on new bank account. Otherwise you can enter, like otherwise you can delete this one and create a new bank account freshly. Click on new button. The bank account form will be opened. The bank account form is opened. So now I'm creating, suppose Axis Bank. Okay, bank account number you need to enter, and main account should be mapped. Main account should be mapped. Okay, and then account name Axis Bank. Dilsukh Nagar branch. Have created. Okay, bank group is not mandatory. If you want, you can create a group and you can map it, your wish. And remember, advanced bank reconciliation, that you will understand later. If you want to, whenever you are receiving a reconciliation document, manually or soft copy, then based on that you can take the decision. This you will understand after some time. It is a pending point. Write down in your notebooks, pending point, automatic bank reconciliation or advanced bank reconciliation. Please note down as a pending point. I may forget, you need to remind me. This is most probably I will remember. If some case, if in case I forgot, you need to remind me. This is one of the pending topic I need to discuss. Fine. So bank account is created. And remember, look at this one, allow transactions in additional currencies. If you enable this checkbox, then other than US dollars, it will allow you. What do you mean by like this? In India, suppose you have bank account. In your bank account, if suppose 20,000 it is there in your bank account, 20,000 available. That means 20,000 Indian rupees, INR. You cannot imagine like in my bank it is 20,000 US dollars or 20,000 euros. So everywhere it is only one currency. But in Europe countries, along with their local currency, they will use euros also. Means, suppose take the example Switzerland. Swiss crowns is their local currency, and along with that one, euros also their currency. Then they will enable this one and they can do the transactions in multiple currencies also. For particularly Europe, it is required. Understood? Any confusion here? Bank I have created. Usually we will not enable this checkbox. Usually we will not. If in case you are implementing the same product in Europe countries, they will allow multiple currencies also. Okay, multiple currencies means here like in Europe they will have euros, along with euros their local currency, along with that one they will use euros also. In UK earlier it is GBP, Great Britain pound, and euros also can be used. Okay, fine. So if you want, you can enable this checkbox, otherwise not required. Next, go to bank setup, management, setup. Here layout, check layout. In this there are two methods. One is free, one is fixed. Okay, just I'm keeping free method. First I'm keeping free method and I'm mentioning the length. See here there are check formats. USA check format, US check format, German has another format, UK has, Spanish has different check formats. Okay, I'm just following US check format. Majority countries in the world, they will follow US check format. But if it is any different format, you can choose whatever it is based on the country specific. Fine. Now the paper length is 272 mm. It is general setup 272 mm, and start position is 2 mm. Okay, so margin, if you want to leave, you can map margins, and number of copies to be printed is 2 copies. This is a best practice. You need to do this one. What is this actually? Why we are learning this one? Means let me go to this one. Give me a second. So let me open this document. Check, CHECK. Actually in India we will use the word CHEQE. This is our word. but globally it is same. Anything is fine. If you go to images, so we are printing on this document. I'm just checking which one has printed. This one, take that example. Okay, this should be configured. Okay, of course this is not the regular usage format nowadays. Give me a second. The regular format is each and every bank nowadays it is following the latest format. Like this one, to be frankly. This is the format. Okay, so now you need to enter the bank name and the amount, everything. So instead of manual entry, you are configuring this setup. Okay, this I have mapped. Now let me go to bank payment. Let me select bank. I have selected bank. Now remember, I have mapped method, check number method free. Okay, there are two methods. One is free, one is fixed. Okay, free method we are learning now. Okay, now I need to generate check. So if you want to generate check, you can go to check generation, like one method of payment you need to create. You need to create method of payment. So too much information, but it is mandatory. You need to learn these things. Accounts payable module, setup, payment setup, methods of payment. In the very first week or second week, long back, 2 months back, you have learned. You have learned 2 months back. This one. Click on new button. Check payment. Check payment. In this, how you want to do the payment? Invoice to invoice, or within the day you want, or 1 week, for 1 week I want to map all the invoices to the payment, or total. How you want, you can define. Usually invoice to invoice I have mapped. Your wish, that is fine. Now you can select here bank and a payment account, Axis Bank I have mapped. So otherwise, if you don't want, you can remove also, no issues, but bank should be mapped at least. Okay, and offset account type here, offset account type bank. If you expand this one, offset account type bank, check number is mandatory. Check number is mandatory, I have enabled. So check payment, check method of payment I have created. Now we can do check method of payment. Okay, so now you will generate payments. You will generate payments. And one more thing, small setup I missed. Give me a minute. In this check layout, sorry, method of payments. In this method of payment, there is a small button inside setup. Setup. So here you need to select method of payment check, and available to right side you need to select here and save and then close. Okay, save. Okay, now I'm selecting this method of payment check format. Now I'm doing generate payments. Method of payment check. Bank account is Axis Bank account, and export format is not mandatory, but it is first time I will map it. Even it is not mapped, also not an issue. Main format is this one. Okay, click OK. Then it will come check number as 1, but it is allowing check number is 6823001 something check number or 01. Usually 6 digit will be there. 1 minute. 6 digit is a best practice. Now like always it will be printed to the printer. If it is any default printers are there in your system, please select screen, otherwise no issues, and click OK. I'm sorry, here I have not entered any amount, so I need to select the vendor. This is I missed. Let me select the vendor account and let me do the settle transactions. Earlier I have selected, but I have deleted. Select this mark, checkbox, close. So you can enter 1500 something. Okay, I'm doing this one. Fine. Now it was saved. Now method of payment check, Axis Bank. Click on generate payments. This is a new company we are doing. Click OK. First transaction from finance, general ledger. I'm to say finance related areas we are doing. Yesterday we learned purchase order invoice. Now we are doing bank transactions. Cash transactions, it is a simple one, no issues. Bank transactions, if you do any mistake, you will face challenges here. Okay, it is printing, no issues. Check is generated and you can post this one. So the status is sent status and you can do the post. Now if you go to the bank, close this form, and if you go to the bank and if you go to manage payments, related information, checks, it will show you the check number 6823001. This is the payment. Understood? Any confusion here? Today you are learning too much information, I know, but it is mandatory. I will recap this entire process tomorrow so that you can understand once again process. But for the finance consultant, little bit more responsibilities than logistics consultant. In the new company, in a fresh company, a new company, finance consultant will have more roles and responsibilities, huge responsibilities than logistics consultant. That is the reason finance consultant is highly paid when compared with T&L. Okay, any confusion here? So let me write down parallelly in a notepad. So one is journal name we have created. Next one is I have created a bank account. cash and bank management, bank accounts, you have created new bank account. Next one is in check payment, method of payment I have created. It is in accounts payable, payment setup, method of payment, check payment. Okay, any questions till now? Any confusion, any questions? Journal name created, and here you need to like in the bank account, check layout also configured. In the bank account, remember we have mapped check layout. Only we have learned free. Tomorrow we will understand fixed one. What is the difference between free and fixed? Okay, and method of payment. Yeah, any confusion? Anyone, please?
Yeah, we have configured that a number sequences earlier by clicking that generate tab. So why we need to create a new number sequence for vendor cash payment and bank payment? Can we go with this already generated number sequence?
No.
Here you have
it will create problems. Already existing one, if you use it, it will create problems. Don't use that one. Don't use already created number sequences. Create freshly, because those number sequences are already configured for some other transactions. Why are you disturbing that one?
My doubt is actually if you have generated a number sequence, that number sequence might have for vendor payment type also.
No, it will not be there, because you are creating manually. That will not be there. That is only for transactions. This is for journals. That is for transactions. This is for journals. So vendor payment, vendor cash payment. Now tomorrow I'm going to show you vendor invoice payment journal. We learned vendor payment journal. Tomorrow I will show you vendor, this one. 1 minute. Vendor payment. Next, accounts payable. You need to understand, suppose invoice journal. You need to create one more journal name. Suppose if I want to do invoice journal, if I click new, it is not there. I need to create journal name. In the same manner, if it is a customer payment, accounts receivable, payments, customer payment journal, I need to create. Tomorrow you are going to learn all these things. There are so many things you need to learn in the new company creation process. You need to map. It's not there. You need to create once again invoice journal, vendor cash payment, and there are many journals you need to create. If you go in USMF, there are so many journals.
No, my doubt is not with the creation of journal names. My doubt is only with the number sequences.
Number sequences also don't mix with that one with this one, existing one. If you do mistake, you will be struggle. You will be lot of struggles you need to face. I'm sure. With my earlier experience, I'm telling you, it will not create any number sequences. It will not take much time. It will take only 2-3 minutes time. Am I right?
Yeah.
So don't use existing number sequences. If you are using, you will be in a great trouble. You will struggle a lot. You will be in great trouble. I'm telling you frankly.
Those number sequences are for what purpose that will be used by the end user?
Okay, so those number sequences are In accounts payable, already I have discussed it today in the like logistics session. So accounts payable parameters, all those are number sequences here for vendor account, purchase order, invoice journal, credit note, product receipt, invoice journal, all these things. Understood? So if you want, I will discuss with you tomorrow. I have changed already for these things. Of course, it is finance T&L. Both consultants need to sit together and need to decide these number sequences, how they want. So I have changed. I will discuss with you tomorrow. So remind me tomorrow morning. I will discuss with you on this one once again. Okay. So I have explained what are the at least what are the documents need to be changed, the number sequences in T&L session. This is T&L. Tomorrow I will recap for you also, so that coordination between logistics consultant and finance consultant is most important for number sequences. Okay,
Okay.
Ganesh?
Okay. Okay.
Remind me tomorrow morning in the very first, we'll discuss that point and we'll continue.
Okay. Okay.
Any more questions, please? Anyone? So if nothing, then we can wind up the session for today. We'll connect once again tomorrow morning, same time, 7 a.m. IST. See you all. Bye-bye.